For the next phase of the design cycle, we tested each component as we removed it from the other toys.
So we had to test the voice chip, the arm pieces, and the leg movements, as you can see, as they're being operated right now. But as we took them out of the animatronic, we had to test those individually to make sure they would work after removing them.
We had a few casualties along the way. We lost 2 or 3 voice chips and a number of motors from other toys.
After initial testing, which I believe is a resounding success, we didn't really have much else to do. I mean, aside from creating very fashionable Elvis wear to put on our dear elephant, thus birthing Elephant Presley here, standing before you. Yes. We experienced a lot of challenges in building Elephant Presley here. The first one, of course, was the building constraint for the animatronics, being about 0.5 meters tall, wide, and deep. That really limited our size, so we couldn't really do anything big or fun like we thought this was going to be. The second one was, of course, the budget. We were really worried about the budget in the beginning. We didn't think $45 was really enough to build a complex animatronic. So we were really thinking simple when we were originally designing. I'd say the biggest challenge that we faced was when we gathered all the materials, when we tried to take the pieces out of the already usable animatronics. There were a lot, as Caleb said, casualties, where when we took the animatronic pieces out, they wouldn't work anymore because, as Nathan confirmed with his dinosaur, once you break an animatronic, once you break the outside, the inside does not have a very high survival rate, and we lost a lot of good pieces that we really could have used for Elephant Presley, but overall, I think it turned out pretty okay.
If we had to do it all again, we probably would have included more custom pieces. All of our pieces were salvaged from other things, and we could have created cardboard pieces, included third-party motors from, say, Radio Shack, or third-party programmable sound cards, which was one of our original ideas before we took sound cards from other things.
After completing this project as a whole, if we had to give advice to more incoming freshmen for the next year with this FED project, we actually found it very helpful and useful because when you come in, nobody really fully understands engineering until you really get out in the work world or do a co-op or an internship or have a job down the road. So it's really nice that they introduced to you this project your freshman year because then you get to apply all that goes into engineering. You get to apply the engineering design cycle with designing, building, testing, and improving. Just how engineers, they take a problem, they got to test it, they have to design it, they have to build it, and they have to solve that problem in the most efficient way possible. So we found this was very helpful and useful in that, is it allowed you to apply those types of things in a small scale without having a full education in engineering. So this really got to introduce you out there, and it got you to do some practice to see if this is your calling or not, and if engineering is right for you, because it basically introduced to you what engineering is and how it's going to be once you're done with college and you get your degree, which is so overall we thought it was really good and very useful and enjoyed it a lot. So we know the freshmen will too, and the advice is stay on top of it, get on it early, go to your meetings, and get the project done. And the competition is really fun to see what classmates can come up with, and it's really competitive too because you want to do the best. You want to get the winning T-shirt, and you want to do as good as you can. So it's really a good time, and we really enjoyed it, and we know the incoming freshmen will.
When it comes to FED, you may ask how we performed. Well, first of all, I think we would all like to thank Dr. Ballard and our wonderful TA, Brene, for all of their hard work instilling engineering principles in us to create Elephant Presley here.
That's right.
And so, like I said, you may be wondering how we performed at Fed Day. And while I think there was adequate competition, and we may have, had second thoughts about how we even stacked up to this competition at some points. I think overall we were fairly confident, and I think our t-shirts speak for themselves.
This is right here. Winner.
So there you go. That's how we performed at Fed Day.
The bearded men.